Are you ready for a marvellous adventure? A very special adventure? Then let's begin. Make sure you are nice and comfortable, and close your eyes and just relax. Take a deep breath in and slowly breathe out. Deep breath in and slowly breathe out. One more time. Deep breath in and slowly breathe out. Now imagine that you are standing in a beautiful forest and it's all covered with clean, fresh white snow. And it's Christmas Eve and you are very excited. It's been snowing all day in this beautiful forest, and it's still snowing now, and it's covering everything that you can see. The trees, all the tips covered in snow. And it feels cold, but that's okay, because you're all wrapped up in your thickest coat and warmest boots and big soft gloves. You look around you. What can you see? Can you see the tall trees dripping with snowflakes? Can you see the little icicles hanging from their strong, sturdy branches? Can you feel the snowflakes as they land on your face, tickling you? It is cold here, but it's also wonderful. And you feel so excited and so happy. You look ahead of you and you can see smoke, and it's rising into the sky from behind yet more trees. So you decide to go and investigate. You walk through the trees and you come out the other side into a lovely clearing, and you can see a beautiful little cottage. This is where the smoke is coming from. It's coming from out of a little chimney perched on top of the little cottage. It's kind of a crooked little cottage, but it looks so warm and inviting, especially as it's now freezing cold. But you're happy and warm inside your thick coat with your extra thick woolly socks on under your boots. As you get closer to the cottage, you notice that there are lights on inside it, and you wonder who is in there. So you go up to the door and you knock. The door gently opens by itself, so you walk inside. There is no one there but you. And you feel so warm, and it feels so very inviting. It's so cozy with the log fire burning. Oh, and you can hear the crackling, and it smells so nice. There are big, squishy sofas and chairs full of soft cushions, and there are candles lit all around the room, making it feel so lovely, so nice and so warm. There is a giant Christmas tree in the corner of the room with lots and lots of presents under it, and you wonder who they are for. There is a very winding staircase in another corner of the room. It looks a bit crooked, but it's very strong. You turn back towards the fire and you notice that there is a little table near it. You didn't see it when you first came in, but you do now. And on that table is a letter addressed to you. So you open it and you read what it says. It says that you are very welcome here and you can help yourself to anything that you want. There is hot chocolate steaming away in a cup on the table, and a plate full of mince pies and chocolate marshmallows. The letter says you can even have a sleepover if you want to. How exciting is that? So you spend a few moments having a good look around the little cottage, feeling very excited. So just for a moment, go into all of the little rooms and explore and see what's there. You come back to the fire. Just as you are about to sit down with your hot chocolate and mince pies, you hear a noise outside. So you get up and go to the door to investigate. What you see outside makes you gasp aloud. What you see is Santa. His sleigh is filled with presents. And then you notice there is a very large polar bear standing next to Santa, and on his back is a baby polar bear. Oh my! Santa notices you and turns around. He shouts hello to you and waves at you to come over. So you do. You are even more excited than you were before, and it doesn't get much better than this. Santa introduces you to the polar bear, whose name is Fred. The little one on his back, well, he's called George. And George is very shy and just gives you a little smile. Fred the polar bear is not shy at all. In fact, he's a bit loud but very friendly.
Hello,
George says in rather a loud voice. And you grin and say hello back. You tell Santa all about the little cottage and what's inside. And Santa informs you that the little cottage is his, and it's for very special people just like you. He says you must have been extra good this year to be able to find this place, but he's very glad you did. You realise it's very cold standing outside, and the little baby polar bear is shivering a bit, even with his thick fur coat. So Santa says you should all go back inside the cottage and get nice and warm. And once you are inside the cottage, you all take a seat by the fire. Oh, it feels so cosy and so nice. Each of you now has a steaming hot mug of hot chocolate, and the plate of mince pies has gotten very big now, with loads of them on it, and a massive mound of chocolate marshmallows too. Santa, sitting in a big chair by the fire, picks up a book that is on the hearth. It's a Christmas storybook, but it's a very special book. It's a very big book too. Santa asks you if you would like to hear a story, and you all say, "Oh yes, please." So he puts on his glasses, adjusts his beard, and begins to read a story to all of you. And it's a great story, full of exciting things and people, and you are really enjoying it. Then, something very special happens. You feel yourself being pulled into the book, pulled into the story itself. How wonderful. Fred, George, and Santa are also pulled into the book. Where are you? Where did you go? What's it like there? So for a few moments, be in the story. Find out what it's about. Find out where you have gone and who else is there. This is a very special Christmas story, and you are the main character. So go and have some fun for a while and enjoy yourself. You may even come back with a present or two. You now find yourself back in the room of the little cottage with Santa, Fred, and George, and you feel amazing. Where did you go in the book? Who did you meet there? Was it fun? And most important of all, did you bring back a present for yourself? Or did you bring back a present for someone special? You feel a bit sleepy now, a bit tired after being in the story with Santa, Fred, and George. So Santa says that you can sleep in the cottage tonight. Fred and George are staying too. Unfortunately, Santa can't stay because it's a very, very busy night for him, and he has a lot of places he must go and a lot of presents to deliver. and he really doesn't want to be late. Oh yes, you think to yourself, you forgot. It's Christmas Eve. You tell Santa that you really must go home, but Santa says,
Don't worry. Don't you worry about that at all, because when you wake up in the morning, you will be in your very own bed.
Santa can do this because he's a very special magical being. Santa puts down the book and takes you all up the winding, creaky old staircase to the bedrooms above. You enter the most amazing bedroom with everything you have ever wanted to have inside it. There are even little tiny fireflies dancing around the room, giving it a wonderful soft glow. There are 3 big soft beds with the fluffiest quilts and pillows on them, and you dive onto yours. You sink down into it and feel so safe. It's like wrapping yourself in massive hugs, so warm and comfy and cozy. You settle yourself down, and so does Fred and George. George is sleeping with his dad because he's only little and he wants to stay close to him. Santa says you must go now and you must sleep. You have a big day ahead of you tomorrow, what with all the unwrapping of the presents you're going to have to do. And you'll also get to see all of your family and your friends too, even the ones you don't really want to. Santa says you must be extra kind to the ones you don't want to see, because sometimes people are lonely, but they just don't tell anyone. Sometimes people are sad, so you must be kind to them and help them to be happy again. Santa gives you a great big Santa hug and then leaves the room. You hear him go down the stairs, then out of the big front door of the cottage. You then hear the tinkling of the sleigh bells, and you get up out of your bed and open the window and peek outside. And you can see Santa sitting on his sleigh, and the reindeer have now joined him. You didn't see them before because they were eating the oats and carrots to give them the energy for the long night ahead they have. It's hard work, pulling a sleigh filled full of presents for kids all over the world. Plus, they have a very large Santa to pull too. You watch as the sleigh glides through the sky and off into the distance until you can no longer see it. But you can still hear Santa doing his ho ho ho's. And it's still snowing outside, but your room is all warm and cozy. You close your window and you climb back into bed. And as you close your eyes, you wonder to yourself, did that really happen? Did I really just meet Santa? Well, yes, you did just meet Santa. And Fred and George too. You look over at Fred and George, and they are already asleep. And you smile happily to yourself, giving a great big sigh of contentment. And slowly but surely, you drift off to sleep, thinking about all the presents you will get to open tomorrow.